Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is David Nates, and today I want to share a little history on Will Smith and my top reasons why I think he's amazing. Willard Carroll Smith Jr. was born on September 25th, 1968. Before becoming a rapper or acting in the super famous show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will was born and raised in Philadelphia, living with his parents Caroline Née Bright and Willard Carroll Smith Jr. He has an elder sister named Pamela and two younger siblings, Harry and Ellen. As a kid, he was raised Baptist and must have done really good in school because he was offered a scholarship to attend the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT. Obviously, his plans were very different and took the artist route, and he started rapping. Smith started as the MC of a hip-hop duo, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Apparently, they met by chance at a house party in 1985 where DJ Jazzy Jeff was missing his front man. Smith decided to fill in and must have done an amazing job, as soon after Jazzy Jeff and Smith joined forces to create music. This actually leads me to the first reason why I think he's amazing. Will Smith doesn't use profanity. Back in late 1985, Word Up Records released Smith and Jazzy Jeff's first single entitled Girls and Nothing But Trouble, which takes a sampled tune from the 1960s show I Dream of Genie. This one's a pretty fun music video which has a total 80s vibe and tells of the misadventures of Will Smith while trying to meet women and the unfortunate experiences that came with them. If you listen to the lyrics, you will actually notice some similarities between them and the intro song to The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The single was extremely popular and became a hit 1 month before Smith graduated college. Already from that music video, we can see Will's acting chops and comedic timing. During those days, most rap songs were about the police, drugs, and women. Even though Smith's song did speak about women, it did so in a much more light-hearted and respectful way, proving that sometimes clean humor can go a long way. Thanks to this video, the duo were able to make their first record, Rock the House, through Jive Records and Russell Simmons. One of the most famous songs that they released during that period is Summertime, which, like the title talks about, well, it's about summer. We can see a bunch of kids playing, people dancing, and even some older people clapping while having an all-around fun summer vibe. Again, it goes back to the non-profanity positive vibe that Will Smith is able to provide in his music. By making music this way, he is able to open up his art to young people as well as older people, their mothers, and their fathers. His music basically transcends all generations and will have different depths according to who is listening to it. I remember listening to his album Big Willie Style back in 1997 when I was a kid, and I remember liking it a lot because of its goofiness, vibrant and positive attitude, and didn't necessarily have to insult the police and talk about drugs. Obviously, nobody is perfect. When Will released his first record, he was still very young and naive, and even though he was making a lot of money back in 1988 and 1989, he underpaid his income taxes, and the IRS eventually assessed a $2.8 million tax debt against him. Smith was struggling financially in 1990 when they offered him The Fresh Prince. I just wanted to mention a bit of the bad with the good just to balance things out. The second reason why I think Will Smith is amazing, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The show ran on NBC from September 10, 1990 to May 20th, 1996, and tells the story of a fictionalized Will Smith, a goofy, charismatic, streetwise teenager that was born and raised in West Philadelphia. After getting in a fight, his mom, feeling that Philly is too dangerous, decides to send him to live with his uncle in Bel-Air. The whole premise of the show is that Will grew up in a poor neighborhood, and because of that, now that he is living in the upper class, many of his lifestyle choices tend to clash. This results in many funny situations, and a show that allowed Smith to grow as a character. The sitcom ran for 6 seasons and 148 episodes. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was such a defining show for people growing up in that era. Already from the very catchy opening song that tells the story of how Will got to Bel-Air, we as an audience are introduced to the colorful backgrounds and cheerful attitude of Will Smith. The story of the show development is pretty interesting too. Music manager Benny Medina, with his partner Jeff Polak, decided to create a show based off of Medina's life. Medina grew up in East LA, and his life got flipped upside down after he befriended a rich white teenager whose family lived in Beverly Hills and allowed Medina to live with them. In those days, a couple of other shows had already done the whole black character living with a white family sitcom, and Medina felt that it would be more powerful to have a black kid go live with his rich black family in Beverly Hills. This way they'd be able to explore black on black prejudice as well as black class differences. Another cool story about Will and the whole Fresh Prince of Bel-Air show is how he actually got the role. Medina pitched the idea to Quincy Jones, who had a deal with Time Warner at the time. Will Smith was well known as an artist, but so broke from the taxes that he owed the IRS so much money that he had to ride on the bus. As Smith says it, what's worse than being broke is being famous and broke, because people will approach you thinking that you're rich and famous and wonder why you're on the bus. Anyways, being famous for his music career, he was asked to go to the Arsenio Hall show for an interview. There he met Medina that asked him if he wanted to go to a party at Quincy Jones's house. Smith went with him, and once on the premise, Quincy asked him to audition for the show. He was super reluctant to do it, having little acting experience, but he still did it. He got the contract, and filming for the pilot started 3 months later. The third reason why I think Will Smith is amazing: not taking anything for granted and knowing that hard work pays off. How Will Smith got cast as the lead on the show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is really an example of how hard work pays off. Many people like going to parties in order to network, and even though that is important to some extent, Smith did it differently. He built a rap career that led him to a party where Quincy knew exactly who Will Smith was and offered him an audition. I feel that what most people do not do is create that career before making the connections. It's not about whom you meet, it's more about who wants to meet you. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was probably the best acting and growth experience that a young man could have ever asked for. Having to tape shows weekly, season after season for 6 years straight made Will Smith into a good actor that knows how to work under pressure and led him to even start having leading roles. Personally, as a teenager, I remember being so excited to see Smith on the big screen in Bad Boys back in 1995. Even the theme song, Bad Boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? It was so catchy and really helped to slowly transition Smith from being a goofy teenager to action star. Bear in mind that Bad Boys happened during the time that they were also filming Fresh Prince, so if there's 24 episodes to record per year and you're working most of the year straight in order to film that season, doing a Bad Boys movie that probably took 3 months to film on top of that is extreme dedication. All I can say is that it paid off. Strike the iron while it's hot. People have very short attention spans, and Fresh Prince was a hit show at the time. Most actors have a small window of time when they can make that transition from the small screen to the big screen, and it worked. Bad Boys made $141 million worldwide at box office. This kind of success led him to doing the sci-fi action flick Independence Day, which was also a mega blockbuster. This one grossed $589.3 million worldwide. Well, when you have two successes back to back, people will come back to you. Well, that's how Men in Black came to be soon after. And did I mention that he released his debut solo album Big Willie Style around the same time? Okay, now I'm just bragging about Will Smith. He did do a couple of bad movies during that era. One of them was Wild Wild West, which is ironic because he was asked to be in The Matrix at the same time, and he chose Wild Wild West because he didn't get the script of The Matrix. At least his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, got a role in The Matrix, so in some ways, he still came out king in his decision. But seriously, even with one bad film, Smith has managed to do well at the box office year after year, even acting with his son Jaden Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness. Literally, the Smith family is royalty and kind of proves that a regular kid with big dreams might actually strike it big with a little ingenuity and a likable personality. The fourth reason why I think Will Smith is amazing: he's a family man. Okay, so Will isn't 100% perfect. Back in 1992, he was married to Cherie Zampino and got divorced in 1995. But you know what? They say sometimes we make mistakes when we are young. They had a son together, Willard Carroll Trey Smith III. In 1997, he married Jada Pinkett Smith, and they had 2 children together, Jaden Smith and Willow Smith. Both of his children have appeared alongside him in different movies. The most notable is Jaden Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness and Willow Smith in "I am legend." I had never realized how close the whole Smith family were, but back in December 2017, he started an Instagram account, soon followed by a YouTube account. There, he posts very regularly, and we can see how close he is to his family. Also, a lot of people sometimes judge his children, especially Jaden, on how he dresses and acts sometimes, but from what I gather, both parents believe in letting their children express themselves, and I'm totally for that. We live in a much less conservative world than even 10 years ago, and I don't see anything wrong with letting them have some freedom without being so judged about it. And you can tell from all the family vacations that they have together, all the laughs that they share, and once again how close they are to each other, that they are very genuine. Everyone is being treated correctly and both parents are doing a wonderful job. Also, the fact that Will Smith is having a genuine good time being on YouTube and making good Instagram videos is kind of endearing. In some ways, he was one of my big inspirations into getting into this whole YouTube thing. I felt that if a busy actor who is on set all the time, traveling the world, enjoying life, and still finding time to spend time with his family, then how can I pretend that I want to be in the movie industry like him if I can't handle creating content? I'm not saying everyone needs to do this, and I understand that he hires people to edit his videos, but seeing so much success just gave me the thirst to also try to achieve something better. The fifth reason why I think Will Smith is amazing: he loves his fans. The real trait of a movie star is somebody who is famous but also able to spend time with their fans. Will Smith has been known to often take his time with fans outside of premieres, taking pictures with them, signing autographs, and even sometimes singing and dancing. It's the least that can be done, since without people buying movie tickets, merchandise, or watching his films, they wouldn't be the famous people that they are. I'm not saying that he's perfect or that any person is perfect. We're all human and can be moody at times or simply would like to be quiet, but if you're on the red carpet, I feel like actors are there to portray a positive attitude and make people want to see their film. I do believe that Will Smith and many people who are in the spotlight have developed through the years a sort of charm and willingness to be open and good during group conversations. It's all about the ability of being able to give enough attention to everyone around him, laughing, joking, and being enthusiastic. Obviously, in his private life, he most certainly has moments of calm and quiet. I feel like this video has really praised Will Smith a lot, but I felt like I needed to talk about him. Many actors have inspired me, and the fact that I'm making YouTube videos trying to be a more genuine person is due to seeing and watching people like Will Smith. By giving compliments out to the world, I feel like I'm passing on his positivity. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Do check out Will Smith's YouTube channel too. He comes out with content very regularly, and every video he does is so positive and inspirational. So do yourself a favor and check it out. Leave me a comment too. Let me know why you love Will Smith, or if you encountered him at some point or another. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.
A50IS if you need a lift. Who's the kid in the drop? Who else? Will Smith. Living that life, some consider a myth. Rock from South Street to 125th. Women used to tease me, give it to me now nice and easy.